Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Steve and this is Command Centre Wargaming. Today we're going to talk about the Citadel modelling glue or liquid cement. Is it really the best glue that you should use on your miniatures, on Warhammer? It is the most recommended, but is it the best? Today we're going to put it up against my personal favourite, the Revell glue, okay, the Revell Contacta Professional, and see how they both run up against each other in terms of price, in terms of application, and in terms of ease of use and just all general practices. So all that coming up today on the channel. Let's get into it. Check it out. Yeah, all right, fantastic everybody. So let's just clear our good old Termi up here and get rid of some of this dice and make some room. So in this video, we've already discussed which glue to use for what in one of my previous videos, and you can check the link below of the video here for access to that video where we talk about the different types of glue, the super glues, the PVA glues and everything, and how to use them and best practices. Now today we're just going to be talking predominantly about the Revell Contacta Professional and the Citadel plastic liquid cement. All right, now I just bought this, so it's still in its packet, so I'm gonna rip this out now and we'll just talk about. Now when I said recommended in the intro, what I actually meant was recommended by Games Workshop. All right, so I don't really hear about this glue being used so often by professional modelers or amateur modelers, really anyone knowing what they're doing when it comes to modeling. Okay, but it gets pumped by Games Workshop. Now, an interesting fact is the glue never used to have this little nozzle. Okay, so this Revell glue here always came with this nozzle, and to my knowledge, they were actually the first ones to start this whole precision nozzle business, okay, with a stem here, and the glue comes out. And then it looks like to me, I haven't used this glue in a while, and if you check my other video, we're talking about which glue to use for what, you'll understand why I haven't been a fan of this glue. I started Warhammer maybe about 20 years ago. I used to buy it from the shop because, oh, look at that. It's just dripping out. Okay, so there's something we need to look at right there. And this is a point I'm going to get to. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Look how soft this glue is. Look how wet this glue is. Then this is one of my biggest problems with it. Okay, it's just dripping out. It's flowing out like water. All right. And this glue here, it's still dripping out, but it's more solid, okay? It's more tacky, it's more clumpy, and look, it's gonna be very easy to slobber this glue all over your model, which, I mean, look, guys, I started this video, and I never expected this to happen. So the review's over, everybody, we have our answer. Okay, no, okay, we're gonna go through it, but please take note of this now. Look, excuse me for a second, because I'm going to have to clean this off the table. Because the other thing about the Citadel glue is basically that it dries very sticky, so you don't have much time to work with it. Whereas the Revell glue, you actually can put a component together if you're working on a conversion or whatever you want, and you might have a couple of seconds to tweak the positioning, where this stuff is very strong. It's gonna once you set it up, it's really gonna stick into place, which I suppose is what you want, but depending on the situation, it may not be exactly what you want. But anyway, so we're gonna go through and we're gonna have a look at it. This glue here, it actually holds more glue. All right, it's the number one thing about it. You get more glue in here. All right, the grip is easier to hold. You have this little thumb component, which is really good. Okay, this glue here, it's still pretty all right to hold, but it's not really as ergonomic, I guess the word is, as this one. Okay, but I still prefer the feel of this one. Now, the dripping is obviously a problem, as we've just seen. You could slobber this around everywhere, and that becomes a really big problem when when you're doing up your models, and you know you're going to get mess everywhere, and you know you're going to glue all outside the plastic and where you don't want it, and you can really stuff your models up with it. It's really hard to separate. In terms of price, now I picked this one up for about $13 just then. But just keep in mind, this is Australian money, so US dollars, you just have to probably look it up. And this one, I believe I picked it up for about $15. So it's actually not much more expensive than the Citadel glue, and you get more in it. And I feel as though it's a better quality as well. Okay. You also have a longer nozzle here. Okay, as well. So you can sort of like get into areas. You can push this through things. All right, and get that going as well. Now that we've got that happening, we're going to talk about the actual flow again. So I'm going to get this glue here, and I'm just going to paste this on like that. And you can see here, I'm drawing lines with it. It's nice and precise. I can get really, really thin with it. All right, I can scrape it. I can dab it heaps. All right, but I've got a lot of control, right? And that's not a lot of people. They don't talk about this. So they say, "Oh, the glue sticks. The glue sticks really well." And it does, but it's not all about that. It's also about control, right? Control of what you're doing. So I've got a lot of control here, right? So I could go around, I could draw around this U quite accurately. All right, now I'm going to use this stuff, the Citadel stuff, and I'm going to just grab this, I'm going to press it. All right, and I'm still getting control, but as you can see, it's a lot runnier. All right, and you can just see the consistency, it's a lot more liquidy. All right, whereas this glue is a lot thicker in consistency. All right, so it's a bit of a personal preference there. Now, in terms of the actual stickiness of the glue, I've got this macroplasma incinerator here. I'm just going to use this for an example. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'll probably just cut another piece out here, guys, just really quickly. I've got my cool snips here. Got a bit of a Redemptor thing going on, just a few parts of a Redemptor Dreadnought. And I'm just going to just quickly snip off. You should be using these as well. All right, so I'm not gonna prune them down or file them down or anything like that. So yeah, let's get started with this. Okay, so I'm going to get this big piece here because this is pretty much what this glue is used for, and I'm just going to grab it. I'm just going to run it along here. All right, it's a little bit sloppy. All right, but if I'm very careful with it, I have a fair bit of control. All right, and then I'm just gonna get this one. I'm just gonna stick it on top, and I'm just gonna see how long it takes to dry. Okay, so let's just count in our heads. I'll try just pulling it apart a little bit now. Oh, look at that! It's already pretty much stuck together. All right, I'm getting it apart, but just look how quick that's stuck together. So that's fairly impressive, and you know that's commendable. This glue is a lot better than what it used to be. So you know, just from this test, you know my stocks have really gone up with this glue. You know, aside from the consistency, I think it's actually pretty decent glue. A lot better than it used to be, especially now you've got that precision nozzle. Okay, so look, this is pretty much stuck together, which that's pretty fast. Okay, so now I'm going to try the Revell Contacta Professional, which is like one of my favorites. So I'm just going to grab it here. All right, I'm just going to get it in there. It's a lot thicker. I have to squeeze a little bit harder here to get it on, but that's fine. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this together. All right, push that in. There we go. All right. Now I'm just going to push that in a little bit more, give it a wipe. All right. Now my theory is this one's going to take a lot longer to dry, even though there's less glue on there, which means in theory it should dry faster. But I still think it's going to take a lot longer to dry. When we finish the video, I'll look at the time codes and have a look and see how it goes, and try to get a more approximate time for you in terms of stickiness and glue strength. So I'm just going to grab this now. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to pull this apart Yeah, okay, so it still sticks really well, but obviously I wasn't able to pull it apart as quick as I was there with the Citadel glue. So look, for actual contact, the Citadel glue works great. Okay, you get a bit less of it, but for actual contact, the Citadel glue works great. But I think, yeah, for precision and for control, the Revell glue would still be my go-to preference. And I personally would rather have, sit here and just hold this together for an extra 10 seconds and actually have the option to spread it apart if I'm doing a conversion or something like that, as opposed to like sticking that on and then being committed straight away. All right, so let's give this a try. All right, so as you can see here, it's more sticky, but this is probably just going to take a little while to dry. All right, so we've already seen now this sticks a lot faster than that. We actually had more glue. We actually had more glue on this as well. So, obviously the more glue there is, the wetter it is, the less sticky it's going to be. So the fact that there was more glue on here shows that the Citadel glue wins out in terms of strength. All right, amount, Revell is going to win, in my opinion. And in terms of price, look, I think Revell is also going to win because it's a tiny little bit more expensive. And I'll put some links down below where you can grab them from Amazon or whatever. But I think it's a little bit more expensive, but you get a whole lot more in it. Control-wise, the Revell glue wins out as well. And the next part is just off personal preference. So if, when you're modeling, you want to go through and, you've got a whole bunch of stuff, you've got like an army of poxwalkers and you just got to glue stuff together really fast. You've got, your king of the sprues, okay, and you've got a game on and you really just got to get this army together, whiz bang with the airbrush, just give it an undercoat so you can play with the models. Batch assembly, I guess I'm talking about, you're probably better off going with the Citadel, all right? You're going to save yourself some time. But for all other purposes, precision model, anything like individual models, stuff that you're taking care to put together, I strongly recommend this Contacta Professional. The other thing is with it as well, which is very, very important, is that at times you might not want your things to stick straight away. See, this is all good because I'm just doing a fixed gun, right? But what if I was going ahead and I was posing some arms or something like that, right? Or I had a torso piece and I was basically gluing the torso onto the legs and I wanted to see how it looked when you twisted it around. Then you wouldn't want it to stick immediately, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, everybody, so look, I think that sums it up in terms of our question for today. Is Citadel the best glue to use? I guess the answer is in some occasions, but mostly not. I would still go with the Revell. I recommend the Revell. So yeah, that's basically it. But look, if you have a different opinion or if you've had different experiences or you think I'm just outright incorrect, then please comment down below. Let me know. I'm always looking for feedback and really welcome your thoughts and opinions. Okay. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you can. Click the little bell notification below. Leave some comments. It really helps me when you do that. And, if you leave your dice at home, check out our app from Playblast Interactive. It's really awesome. It's really good for those quick rolls. All right, everybody. See you later. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.